The mind said something that I don't actually agree with, which is I have shame and I shouldn't feel that, or I don't need to feel that. And we could say that we shouldn't need to feel it. So we agree on in a perfect world that we don't. But if you have it, it's absolutely important that you do feel it. Because the mind, what it'll do is it'll label it and say, I know what shame is. It's useless. And here's the 5 reasons why. But did it approach the shame? Did it feel it? No. And that's the only thing that's going to get rid of it, is to honor it. We're afraid of that shame, and the mind is making up reasons why shame shouldn't be there. And it's trotting off after those reasons. And it's like, yeah, I've been through shame trauma training before 20 years ago, and this is what I learned. And it's like, yeah, but is it there? It's there. Then we have to be with it. And that's really the crux of like the world's problem, is they say, I'm sad, I don't feel it. I have shame, I shouldn't have it. And so that's that layer. And what it's doing is it's causing a separation between you and the shame, but you are that shame. And so that separation is now causing all kinds of other problems, because your garden has a separation in it and you are shame right now, but you've got something that is looking at it saying, I shouldn't have that. And it's in a very subtle way, holding a grievance against shame, which is shaming shame, which is the nature of the stickiness of guilt. And so you can see now, oh my God, like, I've been avoiding this, and it's like I've been shaming shame, but my mental verbal state is like, oh, I shouldn't have this, and it's not legitimate, and it's not there. And it's like, or not that it's not there, but it doesn't need to be there. I need to just kind of man up, or whatever nonsense it's bringing in. And it's like, dude, the hardest part is to be it. And so, but once I feel it, so the mind says, let me find out. It might even say something to the effect of, let's just say you agree with the shame. Say, okay, I have shame. Let me find out why it's there. And that's even not what we want, because the mind's going to bring a bunch of pictures. Well, I probably have it because of this, and it seems that I have it because of that, and this, that, and the other thing. And so the thinker's thinking about the shame, and meanwhile, the shame's there, and it still hasn't been approached or touched. And so there's a division inside of you. You're torn in two. And so then so what we're really aiming to do is to ask the question, what is shame? What is this feeling I have right now? Can I be it? And be forewarned, it's going to be heavily guarded, especially if we used it for a tool for a long time, or we had parental units that used it for tools. And so it's going to be guarded. And the guard is this thing's going to pop up and start chattering again. And the reality of it is that when you touch this inside, when you become the shame itself, that's when you get the real picture of what was causing it. Oddly enough, paradoxically, you don't need it at that point. But that's the clarity of it. It's like it releases the reason that you felt this, and it may not be the reason you think. You have to approach this with no motive whatsoever. And so it's like, it's there. Oh, there it is. It's like it's almost welcoming to it. You're basically dealing with a pattern that stems from what you could consider to be an inner child. But ultimately, because we're not rejecting it, we're saying, okay, I'll give you the attention that you need, kind of like we were talking about with your kids, like that, like they want to feel that. You give that attention that it needs, and in that attending, you're inviting it into 2023, essentially maturing it, and it will give up the attachment and release the pattern. And that's when you get to see what was causing it. The other stuff is just more hallucination on why you shouldn't feel this way.